And here it is. It is here. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. Here it is. It is here. Here I am. Hope you're there. Apologies for the late. Pardon me. Apologies for the late. Whatever it is that I'm late for. But here I am now. So here I am. Hope you're there. The session commences, and your company as ever required. So we do need your company to complete the process. Otherwise, I'll be here talking to myself. And you know what that means, of course, first signs of madness. So, in celebration of the goings on over the last few days with the somewhat victory for the Nandekano space, we go back to the old favorite, the Holy Holy song, as an intro to the session. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. Gonna sing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right, moving faster. Yeah, for freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nandekano.
So there it is. Holy, 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 Inandekano, their other savior. So often you listen to that music with somewhat derision, but it looks as though victory going the way of Nandekano. 8 counts struck out of his count of 14 leveled against him by the Nigerian state. So victory is somewhat for the eastern space. So holy, holy. So holy, holy, as guys, I bring you this. APC Congress. New chairman ADAMU reverses Governor BUNI'S decisions, directs withdrawal of court cases. So, of course, not fit for purpose. The mess that you see, what is happening now with this ADAMU is symptomatic of what will happen with whoever succeeds Buhari. So whoever succeeds Buhari is certainly going to spend the totality of his first term, if not the entirety of his 2 terms, trying to correct all of the landmines and errors and faux pas and all the mess that Buhari has created. So the first term of whoever comes in next is almost going to be as this guy is doing. APC Congress, new chairman ADAMU reverses Governor BUNI'S decisions, directs withdrawal of court cases. So going some within the APC space and going some within the Yoruba Nation space as well. How Benin president saved me from being killed by Nigerian government. Sunday Igboho opens up his experience from his escape from Nigeria to being incarcerated in Benin Republic. How Benin president saved me from being killed by Nigerian government, a headline attributed to Igboho Osha. So from Igboho Osha to our politics again, 2023 presidency, Southern PDP governors insist on zoning. So there's no escaping that space. How quite Atiku is going to negotiate that to then negotiate the presidential ticket for himself is something that we'll wait to see. And how many even of the PDP governors are actually of a southern hue? 2023 presidency, Southern PDP governors insist on zoning. So there it is right there. Wike rallies up his troops. So Wike rallies up his troops. But this now a recurring decimal. So have you ever wondered what $16 billion buys you? So this is what $16 billion has bought Nigeria. Nigerians thrown into darkness as national grid collapses again. So there it is right there. When they put some illiterate malam in charge of power in Nigeria, then this is what 60 billion. And I'm not even talking about Buhari, by the way. It is the illiterate malam that is the electricity minister that I'm talking about. I can't quite, some ridiculous guy like that. Nigerians thrown into darkness as national grid collapses again. So there it is right there. So now this now a human interest story. You know, so oftentimes we want to round off, we try rather to round off with a human interest story. So this is the human interest story. I left my wife when she was sick and used her money to go on vacation with her PA. Nigerian man confesses. So quite why he has done that or how he feels that is justified, we'll find out just shortly. So plenty to find out, plenty to go through. So lean back, kick back, take it easy. Just relax into it. But before you lean back, kick back, or take it easy, the usual protocols, click on the like button because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. We stress that often enough and for good reasons. It's just so that the conversations can be deeper and richer if we have more people joining us. And all of that facilitated by you just clicking the like button. So do that right now. Click the like button and then click the subscribe button as well if you're not already subscribed. So as you are going about the clickings, we still stay within the Eastern quarters because all matters celebratory in the East at the moment. So let's also celebrate some more with the East with a little bit of a Python dance. So on with your dancing shoes.
Onyedu iPod, Omeriwo n'Izu, Oniroya, Abakare, Mama Dawora, Olapori Meri Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Olapori Meri Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Na Python dance 3. Unapori Meri Nandi bu Onyedu iPod, Omeriwo n'Izu, Oniroya, Abakare, Mama Dawora, Unapori Meri Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Unapoli Meri Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Unapoli Meri Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Unapoli Meri Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Unapoli Meri Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Unapoli Meri Nandi.
So there you heard it. Python dance, Nandi wins the war. So certainly that song pertinent to our events and matters of today, at least of these last few days. as Nnamdi Kanu scores a major victory at the court, but not Nnamdi Kanu's session this time around. APC Congress, new chairman ADAMU reverses Governor Buni's decisions, directs withdrawal of court cases. So let's find out exactly what is in play here. National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, has begun reversing some of the decisions taken by his predecessor and caretaker chairman, Governor Mia Malabuni. Correspondent report. The move comes less than a week after Adamu disclosed his plans to look into the finances of the party. It was learned that before leaving let's take that entirely all over again. National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, has begun reversing some of the decisions taken by his predecessor and caretaker chairman, Governor Mia Malabuni. Correspondence report. The move comes less than a week after Adamu disclosed his plans to look into the finances of the party. It was learned that before leaving office, Buni had given standing instructions to lawyers representing the APC to appeal court judgments challenging the conduct of congresses supervised by the caretaker committee. One of the appealed judgments was that of the Federal High Court recognizing the Akwa Ibom state faction of the APC, led by Minister of Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, over the erstwhile Secretary, Senator John Akpanu Dehi. However, in a letter signed by the head, Legal Services of the APC, which was addressed to Adeniyi Akin Tola SAN and Company, dated April the 6th, 2022, it was stated that the new chairman had directed that all cases appealed by BUNI'S committee be immediately withdrawn from court. The letter titled Notice of Withdrawal of Instruction relates to a case marked blah 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 between Stephen Nokepo and 3 others versus the APC and 3 others. It reads in part, I have the instructions of the National Legal Advisor to convey the decision of the leadership of the party to obey the judgment in respect of the above captioned suit having been served with the same. Our instruction on the above matter was terminated at the Federal High Court. Consequently, the party is not interested in pursuing the appeal in respect of the above matter. I have further instructions of the National Legal Advisor to request that you withdraw all the processes filed on behalf of the party and H.E. Mia Malabuni, the erstwhile national chairman of the CECPC, at the Court of Appeal. It was learned that the APC had begun withdrawing all the cases from the Court of Appeal. On Thursday, APC lawyer Adeniyi Akitola informed the court that the party would be withdrawing its appeal, effectively recognizing Akpabio's faction over that of John Akpanu Dehi. Top sources in the APC said Adamu's approach could destabilize the party. An APC chieftain who spoke on the condition of anonymity said the best thing for Senator Adamu to have done was to allow the cases to run their course. There are over 200 cases in court at the moment. He should have let them continue. What the new national chairman is doing now is to reverse BUNI'S actions, and those who feel slighted will be forced to leave the party. So BUNI'S actions, of course, are entirely unconstitutional because the court says, the law says that you cannot hold an executive position and a part-time position at the same time, which was essentially what Buni, and Buni, by the way, he ran it entirely based on self-interest, nothing to do with the party. So all his decisions should be reversed by my reckoning. How Benin president saved me from being killed by Nigerian government. Igboho Osha. Nigerian separatists, so that should be Yoruba separatists, not Nigerian separatists, because he doesn't want Nigeria to separate from anything. So this already poorly written. This is from Politics Nigeria, this publication. Let's see who wrote this. Adeola Bodunrin. So Adeola, back to school for you. Uh, so I'll read it as it is written. Nigerian separatist Sunday Igboho Adeyemo has said President Patrice Talon of Benin Republic saved him from the murderous Nigerian government. Correspondents report that Igboho is accused of stoking ethnic tension in Nigeria after targeting Fulani herders. Last year, he emerged as the latest figure calling for a Yoruba nation in the country's southwest. In early July 2021, he fled the country after authorities raided his Ibadan, Oyo State home as they cracked down on separatist figures. He would eventually be arrested in Benin Republic by the French-speaking country's authorities whilst trying to flee to Germany. On Friday, Igboho met with members of his legal team in Cotonou, Benin Republic. He had been given a conditional release from prison in Benin Republic 8 months after he was detained there. There is no security, there is nothing in Nigeria. And when you want to speak against all this, they will try to kill you. What was my offense? Do I deserve to be killed? Igboho, speaking in Yoruba language, not language, but language. So Igboho, speaking in Yoruba language, asked rhetorically, when I was arrested, many people did not understand. Truly, Nigeria used all her power. Nigeria requested for me to be handed over to them by the Benin government. So President Talon said he wants to investigate me. So he said, if it is about politics and human rights, it is against the law for them to hand me over to the Nigerian government. That is why all Yoruba people should thank President Talon on my behalf. So that's somewhat of a revelation right there. So the request was put in for Igboho to be handed over to Nigeria, but the president of Benin Republic bravely and rightly stood his grounds and to say that we have laws in this country which we abide by. So this is not a Jamjawid nation, was Talon's response to the Aboki from Daura. 2023 presidency, Southern PDP governors insist on zoning. So this is something the irresistible object rather meets the immovable item, or however that saying goes. But that's what's in play here. So ahead of the People's Democratic Party PDP presidential primary election, slated for May 28th and 29, 2022, the governors from the southern part of Nigeria on the party's platform have insisted that the 2023 presidential ticket should be zoned to the south for fairness and equity. Correspondents report that Benue State Governor Samuel Oton led 37-man PDP zoning committee had earlier reportedly recommended that the 2023 ticket be thrown open, though the governor debunked the report, saying their position will be made known by the National Executive Committee NEC, which gave them the assignment. Coming out from a meeting in the early hours of Saturday in Akwa Ibom House, Abuja, the Southern PDP governors stressed that they were committed to the party's unity. They insisted that the best thing to do for the unity of the party was to zone the presidential ticket to the south. Addressing newsmen on behalf of his colleagues, Vice Chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, Okezia Akwazu, said their decision may be bitter for some people, but they stand on it. He said, our position is that first, we are committed to the unity of our party, and we have worked hard to make sure that this party remains a strong and viable vehicle to rescue Nigeria come 2023. But be that as it may, we want to draw your attention to the fact that we have agreed as Southern governors in Lagos and also in Delta, that this party has to respect the zoning principle as enshrined in our constitution. And to that effect, we feel that the best thing to do is to zone the presidency to the south, and we stand on that position. We have not seen any reason to change our position because the party was founded based on equity and justice. And we also think that equity and justice are important pillars that will ultimately stabilize our politics towards our journey in rescuing Nigeria. This is our position, and that is why we met today. So they're doubling down on that position. We think what is lacking in this country today is our ability to dispense equity and justice. It may be difficult, it may be a bitter pill, but we need to stand with the truth. On media reports that the zoning committee threw it open because of the number of aspirants that have already purchased the forms, he lambasted the committee for taking a critical decision based on that. He said, let me tell you something. If you want to take a position of policy, you don't look at the problems in their face and make a decision. You may make a decision and remain firm on that decision on whether they will support the consensus candidate being promoted by Sokoto Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, immediate past President of the Senate Dr. Bukola Saraki, and Governor of Bauchi State Bala Mohammed. The Abia State Governor said they were not concerned about that. So this is sounding like a party that is also divided as well. He said, I want to reiterate the position of the Southern governors. It is not my duty to speculate on what others are doing. So these are people within the same party, by the way, and they are referring to each other as others. So others, that speaks to the other side of a divide. So I want to reiterate the position of the Southern governors. It is not my duty to speculate on what others are doing. But you must ask yourself, what is the truth? What is it that if we do it today, we serve with the fairness of equity? But you must ask yourself, what is the truth? What is it that if we do it today, we serve the fairness of equity and justice? It is to zone the presidency to the south. The meeting was attended by the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, that of Rivers State, Yemson Wike, Akwa Ibom State, Udom Emmanuel, Bayelsa Doye Diri, and governor of Enugu State, Ifeanyi. I won't attempt his last name. So there it is right there. So they double down on a position as our article continues to push hard. Nigerians thrown into darkness as national grid collapses again. The national grid has collapsed again, plunging the... let me take a gulp of water. The national grid has collapsed again, plunging the nation into total darkness. In a tweet posted on its handle, the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company announced the development and urged Nigerians to be patient. Hello, please be informed that there has just been a national grid collapse causing an outage in our franchise areas. We apologize for the inconvenience caused and appeal that you bear with us whilst we await restoration from the TCN. We regret all inconvenience caused, AEDC tweeted. Also, the management of Kaduna Electricity, in a statement signed by Abdulaziz Abdullahi, its head of corporate communications, said, it said it regrets to inform you that the current outage being experienced in our franchise states is due to a collapse of the national grid. The collapse occurred at about 18:29 p.m., so that's 6:29 p.m. this evening. The latest collapse, the third in less than a month, came despite assurances by the federal government that it has taken steps to address the problem. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, who manages the grid, had last month said it had developed alternative ways to manage the grid. So there it is right there. It's just a total and absolute failure. That was a $60 billion spent by the Buhari administration, the price of darkness. So from politics to this, and then we come into the room to see if there's anybody there. I left my wife when she was sick and used her money to go on vacation with her PA, a Nigerian man confesses. So, Cruise Kardashian is what this person calls himself. So, that already tells you just what manner of person this person is. Cruise Kardashian. No, I think this is actually somebody commenting on it. Let's see. Okay, let me just follow through. This is a Twitter exchange readout, so I'll just read it out and hopefully it makes sense at some point. I have never seen a man that would abandon his wife on a sick bed no matter what. So that was the question. And then this person that replies. So this is Twaya 10 is the person responding to that comment. I left my wife when she was sick and went on vacation with her PA with our own money. I am praying to be a better man every day, though. So there it is right there. A Nigerian man working to become a better man has taken to Twitter to open up about the wrong he did his wife. He shared his story after a Twitter user said he has never seen a man who would abandon his sick wife no matter what. The man replied, I left my wife when she was sick and went on vacation with her PA with her own money. I am praying to be a better man every day, though. So there it is right there. He's praying. That guy is not praying to be a better anything. That's almost a boastful. He thinks he's doing guile with that. But Izon, I see you. Let me change that. That's far too garish. Let me just change the. Hold on. Let me just change that. I beg your pardon. I'm experimenting to add more somewhat brightness to the streams, but but sometimes you experiment and you succeed or you fail. So there it is right there. Aizon, I see you. Exiro, I see you, and Marcy Thomas, I see you. So good to have you all, gentlemen. So let me come to you first, Ahizon, and take you to that space there in the last story. Now, is that behavior what this guy is saying? Is that behavior?
Thing is wrong with some people. I don't understand that. There's a deeper issue there. The guy you're talking about, the 25-year-old.
No. I'm talking about the. Are you whisking egg? You sound like a whisking egg.
No. I'm just dusting off something. The microphone is very strong. You picked that up.
Yes. No, it's this chap that is on Twitter saying, I left my wife when she was sick and used her money to go on vacation with her PA. And he's saying he's praying to be a better man. So that sounds somewhat boastful to me, but is that behavior? I left my wife when she was sick, used her money to go on vacation with her PA. So that's 3 slaps. You left her when she was sick, you used her own money, and what did you use it to do? To go and do love and boy with her own PA. And he's saying he's praying to be a better man. That sounds like boasting to me.
No, easy. What he's doing is he's confessing his crimes, which are virtually unforgivable grounds for his wife to leave him. And now he's trying to hide behind God. He's trying to use God as a cover to seek some kind of leniency or it is a typical Nigerian behavior, right?
Yes, we do that all too often within Nigeria. You go and do something that you know categorically is the wrong thing to do.
Correct.
You know, I've not yet seen an armed robber that was arrested in Nigeria that did not tell us that it was the devil that made him do it. Well, maybe we should just arrest the devil and then all crimes will be solved. You know, it was the devil that made you do it. So get lost. You knew what you were doing. You know.
Armed robbers, politicians. Recently, did you see Ayade say, "Oh, he won a court case. What God is the ultimate person, and nobody can trump God." I'm like, my friend, go and sit down somewhere. But you see, this is the thing.
You bribe George. You say it's God.
You bribe George. The dogma in Nigeria and the religious cover that all these people use it's disturbing. In the South is the evangelism and the hiding behind pastors and people using the pulpit for all sorts of craziness. In the North is the Islamic thing, which is a whole nother level. But when you look at the whole thing, this situation here, the guy is a sleaze. It is a disease.
No, he is a sleaze. Yes, it's the lowest of the low.
Yes, it's just a despicable character. You know, you have zero morals, zero, and then you bring up God. Oh, and then you know what's crazy? This guy will go to his church if he goes there. If it's someone that will give them money, they'll say, "Oh, well, you know, God is all forgiving, and He made a mistake." And let us. This is why, in some part in Nigeria, we don't have any level of.
Do you think that clause in the Bible that says confess your sins and all sins are forgiven? Do you think that clause should be should be deleted? Because that seems to me almost like a get out clause. You can go and do anything, but just before you die, confess everything and ask for forgiveness, and everything is wiped out. Is that a get out clause?
But here's what that clause is between you and God, whichever God you worship. That is the agreement between both of you. Now, even if you forgive, you'll find out whether you've really been forgiven when you get to your paradise. But that's between you and God. Whether you worship Urumila, or you worship Egbesu, or you worship Ajakpa Juju, whichever one you worship, when you get there, you'll find out whether your God has forgiven you. But between you and man, between you and the laws of the state, between you and the organization of wherever you live, if you commit a crime, you are liable to face justice and you should be held accountable. That is the basis of fundamental human life. So that way we do not have a situation where there's chaos on the land, because if you don't have law and order, you will have chaos. You have people running around doing all sorts and telling you God has forgiven them, which is what's happening in Nigeria. Well, in Nigeria, it's God and APC. It's not just God. So if you join APC, all your sins are forgiven too. So, but this particular guy, honestly, I wonder what the woman's family will be thinking about.
And they will see it on Twitter. I hope if that relationship has not already collapsed, then certainly that collapses it, doesn't it?
But one man, if he took her money without her authorization, that is theft.
Yeah,
I don't care whether you're married. I don't care whether you're married to her. There's a law against that, and he should be held accountable. They should arrest him. They should get Mopo, arrest him, take him to Kirikiri or area F, let him go and sleep there for a few days. Then you find how to give her back her money, and hold him really accountable.
You seem to know where all the detention centers are. Do you want to make a confession?
No,
area F again. You seem very familiar. You seem very familiar with this establishment.
One of my uncles was high up in the police force. So so all those places we know them. But area F is in Ikeja. If you live in Lagos and you don't know area F, something is wrong with you.
Well, I live in Oregon and I don't know area F. I only know where the Chinese restaurants used to be.
Yeah.
Let me move you swiftly on from there. The national grid collapses again. So this is what $60 billion buys you in Nigeria, total darkness. And of course, heads would not roll. That's about the third, fourth time in just 2 months. Do you know what that means even? It's open seasons for the hoodlums, isn't it? When the total country is in total darkness, when the entire country is in total darkness, How
Yeah.
do they stand by this? How does somebody get to keep their job after this?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
once but twice, but several times. How
Yeah.
do you keep your job after that?
You shouldn't. Now, that's the thing I was saying about accountability. It applies to every facet of life. You shouldn't be able to keep your job. How have you been given hundreds or millions or whatever of taxpayers' money? You did this thing. You stand behind it. You have your name on it, and then the grid, which is a national security issue. It is an issue that affects so many lives, businesses, the economy. The list goes on and on. This is beyond just the inconvenience of not having electricity. And then you mentioned the crime aspect as well. It is a disaster. When you were reading it initially, I was just thinking, I was like, if a country like, let me not even say America, let me say Turkey, wants to invade Nigeria, they don't need to even work too hard. We're already self-sabotaging ourselves to such a degree that it would be easy if they want to bring down our national grid, which is
If
what.
a natural, you know what I've always thought about is if a natural occurrence, a natural disaster happens in Nigeria, what capacity for rest? Let's say an earthquake or something, God forbid, that place will just go. They will just move on. They won't even attend it. Even if
Yeah.
they wanted to attend it, they don't have the capacity. You know, it's just a country really that is existing on the grace of God, because there's nothing provided to insulate the country against anything. It's a real mess. You spend $60 billion and this is what it buys you.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where, and our man will be eating toothpick in Asuro. Nothing will happen. There's nothing. Woman, you and I know this. There's nothing
Yes,
that's going to
now
happen.
what we just say, oh yes, but
They will say,
Is Aso Rock okay? Aso Rock is okay. My mansion in Daura, is that okay? Your mansion is okay. Okay, carry on
our
now.
our imported.
Have you delivered the dollars to the usual places? Yes. Okay,
Yes,
carry on.
now, woman, our imported oil got adulterated. It was messed up. They brought it in. People's vehicles got messed up. The national oil. Think about this. I was listening to an interview the other day of a U.S. general.
Who got sacked for that?
Nobody. No, zero accountability. I was listening to a general from U.S. Army, former Joint Chief of Staff with the Pentagon, talk about energy. And he was talking about this Ukraine crisis and how energy from Russia. And I was saying how energy is such a huge national security issue that the United States has to become energy independent to a certain degree. If not, their national security is in total jeopardy. And they don't even have 1/10 of the issue that we are facing. And we're an oil producing nation. And we brought in
Do you know
adulterated
that
oil.
all the oil producing nations, they are all laughing to the bank now
Of course.
with the prices
Yes.
the way they are. But we don't
Yes.
have the capacity to produce to even our maximum quota in OPEC. And
Yes.
why are we even in OPEC? Is the thing. A developing country are having, oh God, it's
We
just
you know we it's total madness. And I use that oil example just to illustrate the total lack of accountability. No, but nothing happened. They've moved on. It happened. Okay, everybody, the damage was done to businesses. No one calculates the effect on the economy. No one calculates the effect on small businesses. No one, I mean, they just, okay, fine, the oil was messed up. Okay, everyone, Buhari, everyone calm down. I'm upset. Okay, let's move on. Now, national grid has collapsed. National grid collapsed. I promised myself.
it's,
I
it's,
promised
it's,
myself one man. I promised myself I'm not going to this Nigeria wahala. The thing go make me crazy one day because as I start talking about it, I start to get passionate and irritated.
it's almost as though there are people in the same country but living in parallel universes.
Yes,
They insist to us that this is the best in terms of governance that we've ever had. And Buhari will sit in Aso Rock being told and believing to himself that he's doing a great job.
yes,
The terrorists are bombing up the trains that Goodluck Jonathan built. You spend 60 billion on electricity, and it buys you darkness. The country, human life has lost totally its value in Nigeria. When they kill somebody in Paris, in New York, whatever, the whole country takes to mourning. They will change their monikers on their social media to the silhouette of that country's colors. Even remember when something Abdul was stabbed in France, and the whole
Yeah.
world changed their
The colors.
on
Yeah.
social media to tricolor.
Yeah.
But look, imagine if they did that for Nigeria. Every single minute, 10 people being killed, stabbed. So
And one man,
human life
let
has no, and
me
it sits
tell
in
you,
a sort of chewing toothpick.
let me tell you the irony of that is that what you just Charlie Hebdo, what you just
Yeah,
highlighted.
Charlie Hebdo, that's the one.
The
Yeah.
irony of that is that our own president will give a speech about their people that got murdered.
Yes, yes. They will issue statements. They will issue statements.
Oh my
Do you
goodness.
know the battle that Imam in Abuja is having with Buhari is to say that you cannot even go down the road to Kaduna to go
Yes.
and hold somebody, some elderly woman, and console her, and let us see. Then but he will get him locked up or shot. It's God,
one man,
man. Savages.
yeah. I hate to say it, but you're right. I mean, the when you look at it, there's so many facets. Like you're talking about this terror attack. El Rufai is saying that they know where the people are. I listened to a former security official recently again on Arise come on and say that the only two people that can explain why they haven't stopped this thing is Buhari and God. Can you imagine? He's saying there's no reason. He said I was part of this security outfit. They know where these people are. They can crush them very easily, but they haven't done it. Why? He says only Buhari and God that can explain it. You see, the when you look at it, the impunity to which every single issue happens is beyond disturbing.
Do you think it's impunity, or do you think this is the unfurling of a master hidden agenda? Is there because I don't think this is impunity, and I don't think it's necessarily tribal. I think there's a plot in play.
There's a plot. You look, and you're not. I don't think you're far off. And let me say, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy person, but let me say why I don't think you're far off.
We already know you. It's too late for that.
My brother, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you can't help yourself. But the thing is, T.Y. Danjuma said it. OBJ said it. These are. It's not one man and
OBJ doesn't speak casually, and OBJ is not a tribalist. You don't get more Nigerianists than OBJ. He's a Fulani man even.
Yes, T.Y. Danjuma. He's from T.Y. Danjuma is from Taraba. He said it. OBJ, Otaman, he said it. This is not one man and Aizon saying it. These are people, well-established military Nigerians that were there from the beginning of day one. And they are saying there's an agenda, a Fulanization agenda to cripple Nigeria. This is not me saying it. And we're seeing things in effect. We're seeing them pardon people, as Ruben Abati will say, giving them pepper soup and jollof rice and putting them into our military. We're seeing them saying that a governor of the state is saying we know where they are, but we are not holding them accountable. Well, man, there's something.
There was a story that I wanted to do that I abandoned. That was 2 days ago. It's the governor of Zamfara State buying 260 Cadillacs.
I saw that.
You know those.
I saw that
for warlords. For warlords.
Woman, don't do me. That thing pained me.
And then I then went to check in Zamfara to see what economy there was there to support that. There's no economy in Zamfara to support 260 Cadillacs for warlords, but there's an economy in the Niger Delta that supports that.
Can you imagine?
How many Cadillacs have the
woman?
Have the
woman. That's why when I hear secessionist talk, I don't argue with them. I try to appease them. Why? Because I know where they are coming from. When I hear them talk, when I hear people in the Southwest call for Odua Republic or Biafrans, or I know where they are coming from. And I tell them, my brother, calm down. Let's try and fix our country. I don't challenge them or get angry at them. Why? Because look at what you just explained. Zamfara does not produce anything. Zero IGR. Zero. This guy wants to give them American Cadillacs. 260. Can
So
you imagine?
that's what the spend is a good to land that in Zamfara State. That's
Ah,
the better part of $500,000, if not 750. So, but like,
woman,
what
it
is the
is it.
budget? What is the budget of that state that affords that?
Can you imagine, woman? It is difficult to talk about these things without losing control of one's
No, it's so glaring though. It's so
it's
glaring,
one's
but they are
temper.
not even
It
attempting
makes
to
me
disguise
angry.
it.
Yes, now it makes me angry. This is my country. When you see this sort of thing, and then you now look across the board, like this is the guy in Zamfara, governor is Fulani. You now look across the board of all these things happening, and you're saying, look, bros, and that's why to your next story about PDP zoning to the south,
Oh, okay,
I, I
so go there.
you
So
know, I fully support.
something has to give though. Something has to give.
Yes,
Because
yes,
I'm insistent that the southern governors stick to their guns because this is what
yes.
they agreed, and they had two meetings and they both came out 2 3 times. So if they buckle, then they lose their credibility. They are emasculated. So they hold that position. So now let's now see how Atiku forces them down. Is the thing.
No, but one man, listen, I agree with you 100%. I think, look, I think Atiku,
Mm.
you're right. He might be a detribalized person. I don't have anything against him. He
Not
might
nothing
be,
past. I even like
yeah,
him, oh, but
yeah. But let's look at the
enough is enough
scenario.
now.
Exactly,
Because
exactly.
otherwise, then we concede that we're a conquered people.
Conquered people. Thank
That is
you,
what that
thank
tells
you,
us now.
thank you.
If you are
16
16 years
years,
being ruled by
16 years.
one clan, one tribe,
Uh-uh.
then you can consider yourself a conquered people.
Yes, as we say in Ijote, that is enough. The thing is, you cannot continue to have one ethnic group in a country like Nigeria.
Are they the only ones with capacity? Do they even have capacity? Because
Thank
I don't
you,
think we have ever had one of them show any
thank you.
competence or anything. It's only just to destroy and to steal. That's
Uh,
all. The only development we have are from people like Obasanjo, Goodluck, Jonathan, a little bit under Buhari, no, not Buhari, Babangida, who himself not a Fulani man, we have to acknowledge. It's not a Fulani, I think it's from Nupe or something, but certainly
yeah,
not Fulani. But all the instances we've had from Fulanis has always been death and destruction and stealing.
thank
And
you.
this present incarnation encapsulates just that narrative in a snapshot. Enough
And
now,
and,
enough.
and one man, Saraki went to meet with Tambowa
Go
and
by different
Atiku.
Saraki. He's not trying to. Sorry, let me let you talk. I'm getting angry.
No, you see, that's what happens to me. And I promised myself, I said, you know what? If I go on one man show ever again, I'm going to just calm down. This Nigerian matter is going to drive me crazy. But the thing is, Saraki went to meet with these people in a round table, closed door session to strategize. So Saraki sees himself as a northerner. He sees himself as a northerner. He's not a Yoruba man. If you leave all that matter, he sees himself as a northerner. And he went to strategize about how they can
I use
come.
I was saying this
D, how
some
you did?
couple of yeah, I'm good, bro. I was saying this some couple of days ago when we were talking about Sharaki, like they can actually use Sharaki as a pawn to trick the
Yes,
Southwest in that
yes,
narrative. I
yes.
don't want anybody associated to North at all because it's like there is an agenda going on, and I think for PDP, I think the thing is they don't probably have somebody in Southwest that is as strong that can really battle Tinubu. I think that's what is still keeping Atiku's name in that space. But I don't want any Northerner because honestly, my brother, me now, I think I'm falling with Adali Koko in Yoruba Nation, honestly, because as days go by in that country, you just see reasons why we should separate, honestly. You can carry it on,
Yes,
my brother.
no, D, listen. When I hear people call for secession, I don't get angry at them because how can you be sitting down, your state, you're looking down, you have oil in your backyard, you look at your schools are messed up. Meanwhile, your money is going to Abuja. Abuja is doling your money out to states like Zamfara. Zamfara is using the money to turn around and buy 200 and so whatever Cadillacs for traditional chiefs. Meanwhile, they don't even have schools. Zamfara schools are
Exactly. You
shredded.
know what
You
development
know,
that money can bring to that state alone
yes,
if they are think right.
yes.
Yeah.
And so,
There's a belief that they deliberately set out to keep these people ignorant. Their followers, their people ignorant, because they are wily and they have guile, but they don't have Western education. They don't have critical thinking. but they have, it's very easy for somebody to con you because you go through life in anticipation not to be conned. So if somebody sets deliberately to trick or con you, it is easier for them to do it than for you to prevent it because you would not see it coming because who goes through life? So this is the sort of people these people are. They are sly, they are cunning, they are devious, and they are not productive. They are just consumers. They don't create anything, they don't build anything, they don't progress anything.
And
It's just
yes,
kill, steal,
somebody
kill,
was
steal.
telling me like, well, that's why they encourage, they call it Makantara, going to Muslim school rather than going to a proper school. That's why you see a normal northern kid will go to a Muslim school, a school of Islamic school, rather than go to a normal school where they will educate them. So you see more of them going to the mosque to learn Arabic rather than, because they use that religion to trick them a lot. And there is a way they just follow all these people that call their so-called leaders. And obviously, if the people are against you, you can't really. If the Northerners are awake, they can't use them as
They need,
pointers. Oh,
yeah,
election,
yes.
that's
They
what they
need
are
them to
doing. So
be
they send them to
ignorant en
Muslim school to
masse so
learn
so that they can,
Islamic
yeah.
rather than send them to
Yeah.
learn science and things that will open their eye to what it should be. It's sad. And I keep saying, I saw some news yesterday and I'm thinking, I think I'm bending towards Yoruba nation more and more every day, because I think it's best to just go our separate ways, because I just don't see any solution,
I
honestly.
think ultimately events will lead to that when it's almost an inevitability. Because
One
if
man.
we
Exactly.
have if we have Atiku again, I think some people will just they will
Yeah.
resign to the fact that okay, this game is over.
It's over.
So yes,
We're
you
done.
know,
Go on, one man, one man. If
no matter how
if I
many
may say,
Yoruba or something, he will put his wife Atinuke to the front, like she will be going to, that one with the bleached skin, we're
one man,
going.
if I may, one day, if I can suggest something, one day we should analyze that space of secession. If it was to happen, how would it happen? What? Because the Nigerian constitution, I was looking at it, it doesn't provide for a room for a region to put forward a proposal to secede or a request to secede. There's no room for it. So, I was listening to Pa Adebanjo a couple of days ago. Very impressed with the man. For an elderly man like that at that
Still
age,
that passion, still having
oh
that passion.
man, I was so
Forget that it's
impressed.
articulate, or it's the
I was so
passion.
impressed. I
Yeah.
was so impressed. And he was talking and he said, look, the lady was
Almost
asking him
getting
questions.
angry whenever he
Yeah,
talks. That's
yes,
yeah.
yes. And he was telling the lady interviewing him, he said, listen, can you listen to yourself? Are you looking at what's happening in Nigeria? And you're over here asking me, what do I think about Atiku? And he said, look, we have said it before that this is the stance we're taking. The presidency has to come to the South, and it has to come now. There is no other way. And when it comes, that southern leader has to amend the constitution. Because if he doesn't amend the constitution, he will have a problem on his hands. That's what he said.
Okay, so
And
that answers your question, Aizon. The way I see it happening, because Nigeria will balkanize, it will, but it's just a matter of when, not if. But I see it balkanizing organically by osmosis somewhat. So they will do the restructuring, which almost in an inevitability, and then they get the state policing, which necessity demands, and then resource control, of course, which is embedded already in the restructuring. And slowly you are seeing the carving out of that country. So you are starting to form a nation within a nation just through those amendments. But I don't see it happening violently, no. But I see it happening just as a matter of necessity. Oh, are you there? Oh, Aizan has gone off to do something. So let's go with you then, D.
woman, can you hear me now?
Oh no, I can't now. Yes, you muted
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was saying that for the southern governors, I just think that they should this is a very good sign that they're standing their ground. They're not like allowing themselves to get bullied, and in APC they should do the same thing. And yeah, and if they just do those things, then everything will be fine. I think if they can stand their ground, both parties, then eventually I believe we'll get a southern president. If they don't allow themselves to get bullied, especially in the PDP. In APC, I see it. I know Asiwaju is powerful enough where I see it is going to come down to him. And as much as I despise the man, if it came down to him and a Fulani person, I'll vote for Asiwaju in a heartbeat. But I think, that that's what is going to come down to one man. Just
Yeah,
showing some.
yes, because they've gone so hard and for so long. If they back
Yeah,
down from that position, they lose all credibility. There's no soft landing because they've even now come out now in the 11th hour to say we're still sticking with it. Oh, so now between now and May the 28th, how they back down of that position
yeah.
with their dignity intact is almost an impossibility. So they stick with it and then let the party play it out however they want to play it out. But that's because that's the sentiment of the South. Because from your tonality, that's your sentiment. That certainly is my sentiment. That
Yeah.
power must come to the South
It
because we are
has to.
not a conquered people. I've never known the Oyo people to be a conquered people. It's not. We don't
No,
have it in our
no,
DNA.
no.
Can I interject 1 minute?
Come, Nigeria,
Sure,
Koko.
sure.
Hey, all these people we are talking about, are they not the same people? All these politicians from the south, from the north, are they not the same people? Are they not in the same party? What is the difference between the two parties in the first place? The leader of APC today, the chairman, the secretary, they were former PDP stronghold. So what's the difference between them? And what's the difference between Wike and Atiku and Tinubu? Are they not in the same political class that been manipulating us for how many years? They are the same. They are the same people. But the way I look at it, the way Nigerians look at today, we just don't have to look for. We have to look for the best of the best, to take us out of this problem. Nigeria is in crisis, and for that country to survive it, all Nigerians' solution, not Fulani solution, not Yoruba, not this thing. All Nigerian solution is the problem. The way I look at it, between two of them, the two leading politicians for this race, Tinubu and Atiku, those are the two leading politicians. I see Tinubu presidency as continuation of Fulani's in power. Because, hold on now. Hold on, one man.
Go on.
I see it as continuation of Fulani in the government because he rely on them so much to get this position. They are the one that are going to give it to him. Without them, he cannot get it. He doesn't care about us down here. Don't get my word wrong. I don't say that. I don't mean that. What I mean that he doesn't care is that he has seen us in the South that that power is not in our hand to give it to him. The baton of leadership, he cannot get it from us. He can only get the baton from the North. So I am seeing it as if they surrender or give him that baton, it's not going to be on the basis of, okay, you merit it. but on the basis that he can comply with all the agreement they are going to put before him. But the candidacy of Atiku, the way I look at it, I see it as a candidacy of Nigeria. He is going to use his popularity, his face as a northerner to get their vote. And he's going to use our power, the power of the South. South.
But how is
and
it going to
South- and
govern? How is
Southeast.
it going to govern? How is it going to govern?
Hold on. The power of the South and Southeast to get to power. If South and Southeast don't give it to him, don't vote for him, he can't get to presidency. So his backbone are the South and the Southeast. And these are the people that he has been surrounded with all his while in his political career. His personal leadership, physician, is an Igbo man. And this is a man that married all over the country. He married Yoruba, he married Igbo, he married Hausa, he married Calabar. All his home, it's a Nigerian home. So, but what I'm trying to say is that for those that still believe in Nigeria, these two candidates that are leading, we can call, hey, Hausa Fulani, we don't want Hausa Fulani to continue. If he gets to the north again, it's going to be the man you are looking for as the leading from the north, from the south here, who is Tinubu, is going to be the Asuji.
But Ajane Koko, sorry, is it not unfair to categorize them like that? Because Tinubu being a Yoruba man actually needs the Hausa, and Atiku being an Hausa man actually needs a Yoruba man. That now dictates how they play. So Atiku will be doing with the Southwesterner because he needs them, and Tinubu too will be dealing with the Northerners because he needs them too, because the vote of the Southwest alone can't get you in, and the vote of the North alone can't really say anything for Atiku. So I think it's unfair if you think, Tinubu is dealing with the Northerners, but Atiku too is dealing with the Southerners. Did you get my point?
No. What I'm telling you, what I'm saying here is that both of them, one is the person that is known that, let me say, Atiku is a person that is known as a destabilized Nigerian, as a person that has practiced it, as a person that when he was the vice president, he had put together the best of the best team that took that country. Nigeria was sinking, was on the brink of collapse, politically and economically at that time. But he and Obasanjo put up the best of the best team. He, as the chairman of economic team, were able to package the best economic policy that brought that country up, which Jonathan continued. So, but what I'm saying is that if we are still saying Southerner, Northerner, I know that in our politics, yes, we pay tribal politics, but the way Nigeria is now with the crisis that we are facing at all spectrum of what you want to regard that make a nation, we are facing crisis everywhere. Tinubu has only managed Lagos State. Atiku has managed Nigeria before. And he has put together the best of this what do you call them? What's the name of this guy you see in Kaduna?
El Rufai.
He brought him from nowhere. He brought Rufai from nowhere. He brought a lot of people into government from nowhere. This is between the two of them. Let's forget about tribalism. He has done it before. He has that capacity. He has everything. I don't care for all of them.
I know.
I'm just trying to.
Sorry,
I'm just between the two of them.
I get. Sorry, sir. If I may say, I think if we are looking at Atiku has been vice president before, so he's a better fit than Tinubu. I think Tinubu can put more people that can do good job together better than Atiku with the people that surrounds them. And secondly, is Tinubu's matter not like the way Yoruba say, I can bury a kuto pababeni. I don't know how to put that in English, you know. I think he might want the North to help him there, but I think he's a man that will stand on his feet and make his own decision and can actually even go against whatever agreement
I think
he
that
has.
is also what the North anticipate of him. That's why they don't want to give it to him. They
Thank you.
know
Exactly.
Bingo.
yes.
Bingo.
That is what they anticipate, that he will, as soon as
They
he
can't
gets the
trust him
power,
too. You
that's
see?
the
Yeah.
end for them.
He answers to no one. He
Yeah.
answers to no one. That's what they're afraid of.
And look at who are going to surround him. There are people like Fashola still, people like Aregbesola still. You are saying they are part of this administration already, but they're just playing along. If he makes Aregbesola his enforcer, the Malami Abubakar Ibrahim Gambari role, who is going to Fashola? Do you know who Aregbesola is? He will savage you. You know, so when this guy gets the power, forget it, man. He
has not. He has not. Look, we want to base someone's performance on what he has done before. He has only done it at the local level.
What do you,
because
no, you keep trying to disparage as though he has only done it. Lagos State is what the seventh largest economy in Africa. A lot of that achievement down to this guy's input. He has been a front runner in a decision-making position. Atiku has never been a decision maker. He has always been subordinate to one person or the other. So when has he ever front run anything? No attributions. They don't talk about the Atiku administration. They talk about the Obasanjo administration.
To even add to that, for me,
he has never been a lead on anything.
For me as a person,
hold on one man.
Yes.
To govern Nigeria is different from governing Lagos State. If they make me a governor, hold on one man. If they give me a governorship of Lagos, if they give me the opportunity to govern Lagos today, I will govern Lagos better than Tinubu.
Really?
Yes, anybody can govern Lagos better because of what Lagos entails. Lagos is the seventh largest economy in Nigeria. Lagos is the economy of Nigeria.
Ajale, if I may, please, sir.
So, yeah.
No, but go ahead. When you finish, I'll come.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that Atiku, as the vice president, had demonstrated it before. They run the economy that work well for Nigerians, only for Tinubu's party to come and run down that economy.
Yes, no, the Obasanjo administration did a good job. Yes.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Not the Atiku administration, the Obasanjo administration.
Yes, Obasanjo
administration. And a lot of people argue that the Tinubu administration did an excellent job.
For me,
it's teamwork. Suddenly it's teamwork now.
Hold on, one man. It's a teamwork.
To what one man
you give Obasanjo the credit. You will give Atiku the credit, and you will give PDP the credit. Hold on now, let me finish. Let me finish now. Let me finish now. Let me finish now.
Obasanjo, is he a decision maker? Was he a decision maker?
Wait, you give Obasanjo the credit. You give Atiku
because the decision maker. No, you don't give Atiku the credit. Because it's not the decision
all right,
maker.
Hold on.
Not the decision maker.
Okay, fine. You can say it's not a decision maker. They had they are the top two person.
No, they're not top two. There's one topmost person, and everybody else is
Okay,
subordinate.
who had the economic team?
But by constitution, that is it. But
hold on, one man.
Who has override position? Who has override position?
What is the book that is used in Nigeria to govern Nigeria? Is it not the constitution?
That's not where we're going, though. That's not the cover.
By the power of constitution.
Does anybody have override decision over the decisions of that economic team?
What I'm telling you is that Atiku headed the economic team that packaged the very good.
But it's not even the brain. It's not even the brain.
We have to balance this. We have to balance this discussion. We have to listen to each other.
No, but what you're saying is incorrect. It's incorrect.
Hold on, one man. You can't say it's incorrect. Let me learn.
Okay, go on.
He supported the president in packaging a very good economic policy, which the president ascended to, and implemented.
What credit does he get for that?
So wait, it's not get. Look, you can say it doesn't get credit.
Why? Why would he not get credit?
You can say because you people doesn't analyze things very well.
No, but we're doing that now. We are analyzing it now. So,
we are analyzing it. We are saying that it was able to help the president to package a very good economic policy.
How so? How was he able to do that?
What do you mean by how so? He was the head of he was the chairman of economic team of the country.
But what's the potency is what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that he heads that because it's essentially just a chairman position. So he sits on that team, but that team is padded with experts who bring to him a strategy to present to the president. So he is not the one. He's not an economist. He's not a lawyer. He's not a scientist. He just is a coordinator to coordinate a team that is elected.
If a coordinator is not competent and doesn't have the capacity to coordinate well, he won't be able to put up a very good policy for the government.
He did not put up a policy. We did not put up anything.
They
put up the policy which he presented to the president.
Okay, that is
a second person. He's not a decision maker.
Whether you like it or not, you still have to give him the credit for having a very good.
Did he assemble the team? He did not assemble the team.
I will say if Atiku ran Adamawa State as the executive and was able to redirect the fortunes of Adamawa State, kind of the way what Tinubu did in Lagos.
Okay, let me tell you right there. Let me tell you right there. In Adamawa State is the second largest employer of labor in that state.
That's not a good thing.
Hold on. By the value of the business that they run there.
Yeah, but it's not a good thing.
Personal business around there. This is a man that have run businesses that we know, and they run it successfully.
A custom officer.
Is more competent than somebody that run Lagos State.
Look, okay. What kind of business have Tinubu run before?
Oil companies.
Oh, okay. The one that is stole all your money to run.
Don't worry. But is that not what you just said about Atiku?
Exactly.
He's a custom officer now, and you are. How is that?
And again, even one man.
Do you know when he resigned from the custom? Do you know how long he had resigned from custom for going to about 40 years now? And he has been managing his business after he left.
My issue.
His boss called him a thief. Obasanjo called him a thief. Do you know better than Obasanjo? Did Obasanjo call him a thief?
This is the same way Yoruba was driving their campaign against Obasanjo when he was in power,
But
that they were
Obasanjo
not
called
doing
him
anything.
a thief
Ajale
now,
Koko.
and he was his boss.
This was the
Ajale Koko.
same way Yoruba were campaigning hard against Obasanjo when he was in power or when he was running for presidency, that he cannot do anything, he couldn't do anything. But after we came to see that this man did better for that country. But
Ajale Koko.
still today, a lot of Yoruba people still don't give any credit whatsoever to Obasanjo. They regarded him as a failure.
Ajale
Because
Koko,
we don't
question for
really
you.
look at the issue, we just base everything on sentiment,
No,
tribal
but
sentiment, religious sentiment.
let me ask you this question, please.
Yes.
Given, I know you're saying we should pick the best, and look, I am in agreement. I'm actually in agreement to the point that I feel your ethnicity should not even play a role in who becomes president of Nigeria. That is the world we would like to have in Nigeria, but that is far from the world we're currently living in. The world we are living in Nigeria today, if the situation was reversed and a Yoruba man was president and Igboho and his boys were going to Niger State, to other states and killing Hausas and Fulanis, there is no way on this world that another Yoruba man will even be considered to become the next president. During Jonathan's time, if Niger Delta militants were going to Kaduna and Kanu and causing havoc and killing Nigerian citizens, even if it happened in the southeast, and another Ijaw man was to come out and say, I want to become president, it will never happen. This is the country we're living in. I don't have anything against Atiku, but the truth about the matter is this. Respected Nigerian leaders like T.Y. Danjuma, like Obasanjo, have come out and said there is a Fulanization agenda.
So do you think that what do you call Atiku is part of that agenda? Is that your
Here's
position?
You know what? It's funny you asked that question because I was thinking about that the other day. Let me tell you what I think. Let me tell you what I think.
Are you saying that Atiku is part of that agenda?
Ajale Koko, he might be detribalized in his household or the women he likes, but at the end of the day, he is a core Fulani man. And he has allegiance. Wait. He has allegiance to his ethnicity. If there's anything I've been studying Fulanis, if there's anything I've learned about them is that they are first and foremost loyal to Fulani before any country. And it doesn't matter whether they are Fulanis in Mali, Niger, Senegal, Guinea, Central African Republic, they are all together, all of them. They are loyal to that thing first. So
I think we'd be wrong. We'd be wrong to say that. You'll be wrong by that your position because hold on, Aizon, you'll be wrong. You are wrong because the only person in the history of Nigeria as a Fulani man that have governed that country and run it on the basis of Fulanization is Buhari.
Yes.
Yar'Adua did not do that. Hold on. Yar'Adua did not do that. Shagari did not do that. So we're going to be wrong to now use this man failure, this Fulanization agenda of one man to now describe all the leaders of Fulani as if
but here's
the agenda they are all going to look at Atiku. Look at Atiku and conclude that that's the same agenda that Atiku is going to pursue. Here's what I'm
saying. Here's what I'm saying, Ajale Koko. I'm not saying he would definitely do it, but here's the thing. There is the risk because right now we are facing a national security issue. There is the risk that he'll be sympathetic to his kin, which is a very strong possibility. He might be detribalized. He might not even be but he will be sympathetic to his kin. And that is a condition.
Sympathetic. Are you saying sympathetic to what do you call these people? Criminals. What do you call them? These
bandits,
terrorists. terrorists, you think it's going to be sympathetic to them the way Buhari has done?
Ajani,
I know.
one thing.
No, we have no
It's going to
reasons.
be sympathetic to them.
Buhari came in to tell us he will end
Look,
terrorism.
You can use Buhari this thing
Yeah,
to
Yeah,
judge
but
it.
we have no
one
reason.
thing
We
I
can
think
only
we should
use
learn
an
from these people.
antecedents to project to the future now.
Okay, so if you
One
are
thing,
saying
Ajani,
that,
sorry,
then they
one thing we
have the
should learn
position,
from
they
these
have the
people.
right to think the same way that, oh, we don't want to trust any other person except us with power.
Well, there you are. So
Which
if
is
we don't
allowed.
trust
So
each other, then
that means we are not in a country.
you
We
know,
don't trust each other.
well, there it is.
When we
We
don't
are,
trust
If I
each
may
other, then
interject quickly,
that's the
Ajani
problem right
Koko.
there.
yeah.
Ajani Koko, if I may interject, you see, one thing I think we should learn from these people is we can't even trust anybody based on anything. Then in regards to this insecurity, I think it just gives the Fulani a bit of the edge if another Fulani comes into power. And secondly, you talking about Atiku.
It's
For
not
me
going
as
to
a person,
reverse all the pro-Fulani policies that
exactly,
Buhari has put in place
you
now.
know.
How can
Then
it?
for me as a person, looking at Atiku and in Obasanjo regime, I think Atiku was Obasanjo made him figurehead. I think Obasanjo even killed Atiku's political ambition, his career. Obasanjo killed it because it was a figurehead. So I didn't see how you keep calling it his regime. It's not even his regime because it was just a
No, he's
figurehead.
never had a regime. It was just an employee.
You know, that kind of a thing. So I don't know where
let
Ajani Kuku is
Aizon round
coming
off his
from.
thoughts
Yeah.
just for reasons of time, and then I want to go on back to Thomas. So Aizon, round off your thoughts on that space, and then I want to go to Thomas.
Yeah, so in that space, I just think that, it's one of those situations we have to look. I see where Ajani Koko is coming from. And I think that, yes, so in the ideal world, if we're living in the Western world now or something, then yes. But the reality in that space is very, very different. And the question I mentioned to him was, if the situation was reversed, if Buhari was a Yoruba man, or if he was an Ijaw man, or if he was an Igbo man, would another person from that ilk even be considered? Forget anything else, be considered remotely. It will never happen. It will never happen. So I have nothing against Atiku. I just think at the end of the day, the way our country is for peace, for security.
I don't think people want to listen to. And Ajani Koko made a strong argument, but I don't think people want to listen to anything outside of just because Nigeria has been so tribalized over the last 7 years with Buhari's ways that the tribal antennas of everybody is now raised to its peak. So everybody is tribal now in Nigeria. And I don't think anybody wants to hear anything outside of, this thing must transit to the south. Forget Atiku. He's not Einstein. We don't, and even his own boss told us it's a crook. So
yeah. It's just one of those things. So I understand where Ajani is coming from. And if it was in the ideal world we're operating in and everything, yes. As a matter of fact, if you really want to go by who's the best, let's if we really want to evaluate that space, I think there are people you can make the argument for over Atiku. In terms of qualification, in terms of capacity, in terms of competence, there are Nigerians that are stellar, but their names don't even rise to the top
PDP,
in any of the
right?
major political. Yes.
Yeah.
In PDP, exactly. I mean, I think so. It just comes down to for some reason, what really surprises me is you see a Fulani guy like Bala Muhammad or Tamboa that haven't done anything in their states, haven't improved one iota, one metric of human life, and they have the audacity to say, you know what, we want to become president. And
that
you ask yourself
why
why
we are in that country, because those guys should be running back, even if they are if they are calling them, they should be running back from that position.
Those guys can't run a brothel. When you think about
come on now, anybody
one man. When you think about, okay, let's look at this. If you and I did this somewhere like Sokoto, if you go and look at the metrics, right? Mortality rates, literacy rates, education, all these key metrics in Sokoto in the last 5 to 10 years, and you compare it to today, you ask yourself, why does Tambowal feel he should be president? It's almost like he feels it's his right. It's almost like he feels he's entitled to it, not because he has done any work. You see what I'm saying? Like there's a difference in measuring standard, and I think that's what we fall through. Bala Muhammad, Why is Bala Muhammad feeling he should put his name as the
It's a
president?
self-confessed because he was saying
Jihadist.
that yes,
Yes, yes,
it doesn't make anything that is a pro Fulani sort of a person.
yes. So it's almost like
And that's good, but I'm an Oyo man, so I have no interest in your Fulani, whatever. So,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like feels like there's some kind of that whole phrase of born to rule is they really believe
Are
it.
we the ones that are even allowing this narrative to subsist? Because they even put it on their number plates in
Yes, they
places
do.
like Kano,
Yes,
Born to Rule.
yes, yes.
Born to Rule
They
who?
they really listen. I can promise you. I used to
Or
think it was a
who?
conspiracy before one man, but they believe it.
I used
They
to think it was
believe
a
it.
joke, but
Yeah,
it's now getting beyond the joke.
yeah.
Born to
Because
Rule.
that's the only thing that explains why the governor of Bauchi feels
Who
he
is
should become
even in
president.
Bauchi? Even the goats and dogs are living in Bauchi. Hey, who is in Bauchi that God Almighty? What are we talking about here now? What is in Bauchi that eh?
Oh gosh.
Funny and
Asaya, okay.
annoying at the same time.
All right.
I passed the mic. I passed the mic.
All right. Thank you, Edson.
Thank
So
you.
let's see
Yeah.
if Thomas is with us. Thomas, are you there?
Um,
Okay, we don't appear
yes,
to
one
have.
man.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah, one man.
all right, Thomas. Let me take you then to the Igboho space. Who comes out to speak that he was saved by the president of Benin Republic? He narrates how the Nigerian state tried to get him extradited, but the Beninese put up a resistance. So, a bit of new information into space. We've always speculated about this, but we're hearing from the man himself. So, what are you then making of Igboho's comments into the space?
Oh man, it's no, we've been speculating this for a while now, one man. That maybe even in Benelis prison there is like a blessings in disguise for this guy, because is a man is a the man is a strong man, the man is a man of courage. But for him to come out to say this to us now, that means all our speculation is very right. Because people say no, no, Nigeria is not asking for its extradition. Nobody has said that. Beninese government as they are the one arresting him, but Nigeria doesn't have any hand in in his arrest in Beninese. Oh, but I keep on saying here, I said you can't really say outrightly that the Beninese about Nigerian government is not asking for this guy extradition. But we should give the kudos to Beninese government, because I think Nigeria is a big country, one man. If Nigeria can be asking Beninese to extradite um, Sunday Igboho and they refused, that means at least I can still say they have rule of law in that country,
Oh,
because
oh,
I
oh,
know, yes,
oh,
one man.
all right, brilliant. So, to the PDP space, the southern governors insisting that their stance remains that power must transit to the south.
Woman, I said it many times with that number. Um, People don't care. They don't care about what they are saying, that maybe if they want to throw everything into open to everybody to. Woman, I've said this. Sometimes you said, "Oh, why am I saying that the presidency should come to the south?" One man, Buhari has done 8 years. So and we know, it's only if we are deceiving ourselves or we are hiding under one finger, which we can't hide. It is Nigerian president is about south and the north. The north, they has their own regime for 8 years now. So the presidency should come to the south. There is no how they can do it. Even sometimes I think Ajale Koko, or you said that maybe if they put on Atiku, Buhari will jettison his party, and the people will vote for Atiku. No, I said that time that I don't think it can be possible, because if they jettison uh, anybody coming from the south, we don't know who are they. Are they going to give the ticket to maybe Tinubu or anybody? If they jettison that and go and vote for Atiku, no, eh, one man, it will cause this agitation we are talking about will come out in a full force. Even some big man that are talking about one Nigeria now, like me, that we are shouting one Nigeria. Some of us will think maybe we should just break that country and people just go their separate ways. So I'm with them in this. The power should come back to the south, woman.
All
Don't
right.
let us waste our time.
All right, brilliant, Thomas. So thank you, Thomas. So gentlemen, I have an errand to run, which as ever I have to go run. So as ever is it's never enough time, but hopefully more time in the evening session. So with your permission, I'd like to fall out here. So we leave the conversation on the screens at this point, but it carries on in the comment section where it never stops. So if you want to make contributions that you have not, then the comment section avails itself to you. So go there and I'll meet you there to carry on the conversation. If you have not yet liked the stream, like it. If you are not subscribed, then please do that. So all the usual protocols. So the gentlemen, thank you for your company. So I'll leave it there. Carry the conversation on with you in the comment section. But here I say peace.